Okay, hi everyone. Good day to all. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me well? I hope that you can hear me. All right. Okay, so for today, these are the things that we are going to do, and I am video recording about class so that for those who are not here, you can view the recording after this. Right. So for this week, we are going to look into stress, and in our eCampus, I have uploaded a few things that for you to do, for you to see. For example, this video, coping with stress. Let's watch it together. Okay, so I hope that you can hear the sound of the video well during the Google meeting. If you can't hear it during the Google meeting, you can always go to eCampus and watch it after this.
This video is part of Be Real, Building Stress Resilience in Early Adolescents' Lives, a public engagement project from the University of Oxford. Our aim is to engage teenagers with evidence-based science and practices of stress resilience. Sometimes things pop into our head that we'd rather not think about. Our heart thumps, we feel sick, we panic. We might worry about how we look, exams or social media. Stress can feel horrible, and we usually do our best to avoid it. But did you know that when we face stress head on, our brains become stronger and we become better able to cope with change? We learned our stress responses millions of years ago. Our bodies need them because they help us to survive. But there's a sweet spot. A little stress gives us energy and focus, helping us to concentrate and boost our skills. But stressing about stress can push us over the edge. Coping with stress is a skill we can learn. Things might be difficult at first, but with practice, we get there. So, what happens in our brain when we're stressed? When something makes us feel bad, angry, or scared, the limbic part of our brain, the emotional part, switches on. The amygdala is part of the limbic system and is there to signal threat. The amygdala sets off an alarm, first in our brain and then our body. We might respond in a fight, flight, or freeze way. These responses evolved to help us survive in earlier times. The things we stress about today are different, but our brains and bodies respond like our ancestors. The most important skill is learning to recognise these feelings so we can decide what to do. Sometimes flight is needed to keep us alive. At other times we have to deal with stresses to get rid of them. The part of the brain that helps to control stress is called the prefrontal cortex. It isn't fully developed until we're in our 20s, so learning to manage stress as a teenager is extra tough. It's normal to sometimes feel overwhelmed. It's not our fault, and because our brains are still growing, we might feel this even more than adults. But we can train it. And because our brains are still growing, our teenage years are the perfect time. The more we practice dealing with stress, the stronger our brain gets and the better we feel. So, start with the first skill. Tune into your body, recognise signs of stress, and think of ways to take action. Doing this will help change how you feel in your body and mind. You will also literally change your brain, making it stronger and more stress resilient. Start practicing. Even small changes can make a difference. Notice where you feel stressed and where you can, take action.
Okay, so we have watched about stress, and as you can see that we can actually train our brain to handle stress. So when you feel stress, figure out, is it really stress or are you stressing about the stress? And try to cope with the stress. If you're stressed about work, try to manage your work. Try to put aside things that is not important, or organize things that you have to do in the importance manner. The one that is important, do it first, and the one that is less important, do it after that. So rearrange your time can also help you with your stress. Right. So based on the listening in Unit 8 in our ebook, I would like you to go and look into pre-listening and speaking in Unit 7 and share your thoughts on the rhino's horn here. Okay. So I would like you to look into pre-listening. Sorry, that one is wrong. Pre-listening and speaking in Unit 8, not Unit 7, Unit 8 in our ebook, and share what are some of the things that can stress you up. Right. So here I would like you to share with everyone and write down things that can stress you up. So for me, things that can stress me up is when it comes to deadlines. So when I have to do something, it will stress me up. For example, I have to finish this particular document, and sometimes I will get stressed up because I will feel stress if what if I don't do it well. So I keep on stressing myself and it deters me from doing the work itself. And how I manage this situation is that I will try to convince myself that I can do this, and it's just an easy task for me to do. It's just that I have to start. For me, I will stress about getting something started. It will be difficult for me to start doing something. But once I already started, it will not be a problem for me. So I will convince myself when I am facing the stress, when I'm stressing up, I will convince myself that I just have to start doing it. If I start, then I will finish it, and then after that, I will feel good about myself. And for the speaking part, I would like you to talk about causes and effects of stress in your life. So, answer this question. Have you experienced any kind of stress in your life? How did you deal with it? Was the strategy successful? Share it just like what I did before. And if it is unsuccessful, why do you think it is unsuccessful? What went wrong? How did you rectify the situation? And I would like you to video record yourself talking about these things and then upload to YouTube and share the link to our Padlet here. I have shared with you the link of the Padlet. Click on the link of the Padlet here, and then after that, paste the link, the YouTube link in the Padlet itself. Okay? Right. Next, I would like to talk about listening assessment 2. And in the listening assessment 1, you have done it, you have submitted it. I hope you have. And listening assessment 2 will be just the same as listening assessment 1. It's just that the video will be different. Okay? The video will be different, but the way you answer it will be the same. So watch the video, use Appendix A as the template, the same thing, and the same, your job is to figure out 4 main ideas and 3 supporting details of each of the main idea, and in the opinion section, answer this question. What kind of value do you believe people should focus on bringing to the world, and why it might be a good basis for a business? As you can see, as you know, that doing business is actually solving someone's problem. You need something, I'll sell it to you. So you are actually focusing on solving people's problem. So in this situation, is in this business world, what do you think the focus that people should bring to the world? Is it about money? Is it about satisfaction? Is it about fulfilling people's needs and wants? So, what is one? focus of value that you think people should be stressing on, focusing on when it comes to doing business. Okay, right. So those are the tasks that I would like you to do for this particular week. And let's look at the presentation that I will to talk about the speaking skill as well as listening skill. All right. So now I'm presenting the listening skill, cause and effect. Okay, so this week we are going to look into cause and effect. Mhm. Okay. All right. So we are going to look into cause and effect and the relationship when it comes to listening as well as speaking. So usually when we talk about speaking skill and listening skill, for example, this one skill that we talk about, cause and effect. So when you listen to someone talking about cause and effect, it will be a listening skill. But when you use cause and effect in a skill, in a speaking way, it will be a speaking skill. Right. So let's look at listening. I'm not mute, am I? Okay, good. Right. So when we talk about listening skill, when we talk about listening skill, it is something that we use when we listen to others. And it's not just listening, it's about getting information when you are listening. And the information that we would like to focus on today, it's about cause and effect. So let's look at the definition of cause and effect so that you will be clear on the difference of cause and effect. Cause is the reason or why something happened. Effect is what happens as a result. For example, he was late because he missed the bus. Effect is he was late. And the cause is he missed the bus. He missed the bus that leads to his lateness. So cause is why something happened, and effect is what happens as a result. So why do we need to listen for cause and effect? It will help us in understanding reasoning and logic. Because when we people talk about cause and effect, they will talk about reasons of something happened, why something happened. And when we focus on cause and effect, it will help us to understand the speaker's reasoning as well as logic. And of course, this is very useful for academic, workplace, and everyday conversation. For example, you don't just say that you disagree with someone. Or when you talk with your friends, when your friend is expressing their opinion, you don't just disagree. You have to come up with a reason to support that. It is also support critical thinking and decision making. So when we would like to have a decision, when we would like to decide on something, we will listen to things to support us. For example, let's say that you would like to buy a car. You would like to buy a car, and usually people will look at reviews of the car and you watch videos for YouTube, for example. When you watch the YouTube videos, cause and effect will help you to understand more about the decision that you're going to make in order to buy the car. Is it a good car? Is it the car for you? And so on. So, common cause and effect signal words when we listen to other people speaking, when we listen to videos, for example, there are a few words that shows us that the speaker is actually talking about cause and effect. The words like because, since, due to, as a result of, those are the words for cause. Effect, words that suggest something is an effect of something else. So, therefore, consequently, thus, and so on. So these are the words that you can focus to when you're listening to something to show that it is cause or effect. Okay, I know that it is a listening practice, so I'm going to speak it, and so you're going to watch my video, so you are actually listening. All right. It rained all night, so the roads were flooded. What is the cause? The reason of something happened. So the roads were flooded is caused by rained all night. What is the effect? When you put the roads were flooded first. The roads were flooded because it rained all night. So the effect is the roads were flooded. And the cause, the reason why it happened is because it rained all night. Okay, so the strategies for listening for this particular cause and effect is to listen to the signal words, focus on speaker's tone and emphasis. So let's say that you are writing a note, use arrows to show this happened because of this. So the cause will give the effect. So write the arrow to show you what is the cause and what is the effect. And for the real life application, of course, in workplace, it will help you in the problem solving meetings or instructions. In the news, understanding events and consequences. So you know something happened and it will lead to something. You do something bad, you go to jail, for example. Daily life, when you are planning something or you are making a decision, use cause and effect. If I do this, this will happen. This happened because of this. All right. So always ask why this happened. That is the cause. What happened as a result? That is the effect. And there will be a few practices for you to do, and I will upload this to the eCampus. All right. So that is the listening skill for cause and effect. Now let's look at the speaking skill for this particular week, expressing feelings, and I would like to focus on a debate. So give me a moment. I'm opening this particular file. Okay. Presenting the file. Okay, now let's talk about speaking skills. And speaking skills, this one, we are going to talk about expressing feelings in a debate. Why? Because in your speaking tool, you are going to have a debate. Okay, you are going to have a debate. And this will help you to express your feelings, your agreement, disagreement in a debate. Right. So expressing feeling is very important in communication. We'll see that time because emotion help to build understanding and connection. Can you imagine if two people speaking without any feelings, without any emotions at all? It will be boring and it will be difficult to understand. But in debates, emotion must be expressed clearly and respectfully. You cannot just simply say that you disagree with the emotion of anger. No, you cannot do that because in the debate, you are actually expressing your disagreement with reasons. Not just you disagree with someone because you disagree, but you disagree because of something, because of reasons. Okay, the role of emotion in debate. Emotion can make your argument more relatable. They show sincerity and personal connection because when you speak with emotion, with enough emotion, not too low, not too much, it will put stress more in your speech. It will make your speech more impactful. Balance is key. Not too much, not too little, because too much emotion can weaken logic because people will see that you are now covered by emotion and not making any sense. When you would like to express your feeling, I feel strongly that what? It will show that your emotion is strong at certain point. It upsets me when what? I'm concerned about what? I believe this because what? So these are the common phrases that maybe you can use in the debate. Tone and body language. Use calm, clear tone. Avoid shouting or sarcasm. So when you talk in a debate, you need to be calm and clear. You don't have to shout or to be sarcastic when you talk because you are debating. You debate because you would like to give a point, to prove a point. Facial expressions should match your words. When you stress on something, show that you are passionate about it. Okay? Don't make a cold expression but speak with high enthusiasm. It doesn't match. So match your words with your facial expression. And use hand gestures to emphasize but not to intimidate. Your hands gestures will help you when you talk, not to point at someone's face or things like that. That is for intimidation. Do not do that. Okay. Active listening and emotional response. Listen respectfully to opposing views. Acknowledge others' feeling. So when your friend or your opponent in your debate talk about something, you can say, I understand how you feel. I understand you feel like this because of what. And respond with empathy and not anger. You shouldn't be angry in a debate. Okay? Again, debate is for you to prove a point, not for you to show your anger. I feel, for example, I feel disappointed by the lack of action on climate change. It frustrates me when people are treated unfairly. I'm passionate about education because of what? And so on. All right. This one we'll do it in the eCampus. So do's and don'ts. Do express feelings honestly and respectfully. Do stay calm and polite, but don't attack the person. Focus on the issue. When you are debating, focus on the issue. Do not attack the person's skin color. Do not attack on the person's face or abilities or physical. No, focus on the issue. You are debating on the issue and only on the issue. And don't let emotions override your message. You have to understand that emotion support your message. Do not let the emotion overcome your message. So feelings can strengthen your arguments. Use respectful language and body language. And practice will help you to stay calm and confident. All right, so that's all for today. And I hope that you have gained something from my class today. Thank you for those who are here. And I will share the recording to the eCampus for you to watch. And good luck for your listening assessment too. All right. So thank you, everyone.